Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important property of CSS, that is background position X. Okay, so in this session we will discuss how we can set the positioning of background image on X-axis or horizontally. Okay, so by the end of this session we will be able to understand how we can utilize the background position X, what all possible values are there that we can pass to background position X. And in terms of values, like we are going to cover three categories, where firstly we will pass few values in terms of keywords. Then we will discuss another category where we will pass the values in terms of percentage, and for the third category we will pass the values in terms of pixels or length. Okay, so I hope the agenda is clear, like how we are going to proceed with this session. So now before we proceed with the session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use background position X in order to set the position of on a X-axis. Clear? Fine. So I think now we are good to start with the session, and here you can see the code is very simple and straightforward. We have just noted down one title in the head section showing Sharmit, and there is one heading in the body which is CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Sharmit. Now you can simply save it and refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser, you will see that CSS Cascading Style Sheet has been printed on the screen, and this is what we were looking for, right? Perfect. Now I'll explain you how we can use this different categories of background position X values. So let me put it in a comment so that if needed later you can refer it as a notes. Okay, so let's keep the comment here. Here we are talking about which topic. Let me put the heading first. So I'll put heading background position X property in CSS, background position X property in CSS. Possible values. So we are going to talk about possible values. So first category is keyword values. Which values? Keyword values. Here we will talk about the first keyword would be left, then we have right, then we have center. So these are the all possible values for keyword values. Similarly, if we talk about the percentage value, then we have 0%, which means fully left. Then we have 50%, which means center. Then we have 100%, which means fully right. Okay, so these are the categories. Then we have third value category, which is length category. So length, length values, and here you can put values in terms of pixel. So if you want to shift it to 5 pixel, that is also fine. If you want to move it as 50 pixel or 100 pixel, that is also fine. So as per your requirement you can move the values. Okay, so these are the all three values that we are going to these are the all three categories that we will be discussing in this particular session. So let's start by creating the div. So firstly I'll create here div. In this div we will put one ID. Through this ID only we will be referring this div, and ID name would be box. Okay, remember this thing, this is very case sensitive. It means if I am writing something with capital B, so it should be in capital B only wherever you are using it, otherwise it won't work. Clear? Fine. Now let's apply some internal CSS to it. So to apply the internal CSS, you can simply go here, and here in place of title you can simply use internal style for internal CSS. Okay, and in this style we will in this style we will simply write the we will access the div using id. So right here box curly braces, and here we will apply firstly the width. So I'll set width as 100%. Then we will set the height, let's say 500 pixels. Okay, and then we can I have kept all these information in comment because I just want to show everything, every operation of day in a clear screen. That's why I kept it like this. Otherwise I can show you these things in a heading as well. Okay, fine. But I think now it is clear to all of you because you can refer it for your notes. So we have just set height, width. Let's apply some border to it so that we can see it clearly. So 5px solid black. Perfect. Save it, refresh it. So you can see this is how it is coming. Okay, now what next? We will include the image because everything will would be visible when we are dealing with the image. So here I will apply the background image, and in background image we will set URL, and you all know that there is one picture that I'm using for all the examples. So this is the picture tiger web p. So I will be using the same image, and it is stored in my same location in where my code resides. So I just need to write the name here. Perfect. Now you can save it, refresh it. But here we can see that this image is repeated. Why? Because we have not set the background repeat as no repeat. So let's set that because we don't want repetition, right? So here we will write simply no repeat. Save it, refresh it. Okay, fine. Now one by one we will apply all possible values to this background position X. So for that we will use here background position X, and here we will firstly apply the left value, which is a default value. So you will see there is no change. Why? Because this is the default value for background position X in heading. Okay, yeah, so this is the default position. Now let's say if I want to move this image to right side, completely right side, so in that case we can replace it with a right. Save it, refresh it. So now you can see the image is come at the end or at the right. Similarly, in case if you want to move this image to center, you can simply put it as center, refresh it, and now you can see the image is in the center. Okay, so these are the three possible value for the keyword category: left, which will take your image to the left side; right, which will take your image to the right side; and center, which will keep your image in the center. Similarly, we can pass it in a percentage. So let's say if I put 0%, so 0% means the image will be in the left. If you put it as 50%, it will be in the center. If you put it as 100%, it would come in the right. Okay, but let's say if I provided it as a 25%, so accordingly it will take the 100% width, and from there like it will check the 100% of element or div, and as per the div size it will decide where the 25% reside, not as per the screen. Okay, my div size is 100%, that's why it is considering 25 here, but if div size is small, accordingly it will decide. Let's say if I put it as 90%, so in this case it will keep it the image here. Okay, so this is how it works. Likewise, yes, we can also provide the values in pixels or in length. So let's say if I want to put it in a 5 pixels, so I can simply put it as 5 pixels, save it, refresh it. So you can see there is a small line space in between the image and the border. That is because of 5 pixels. If you increase the value, image will also move. If you more increase the value, image will also move. Okay, so likewise you can either increase the value of pixels or you can reduce the value of pixel as per your requirement. Okay, so yeah, these are the all possible values for background position X. But yeah, there are some other values also like inherit and unset that maybe you can use as per your own, because I can explain you those things also, but for that like there are some other thing required. So I'm thinking that whenever we are going to discuss those part, that time we will discuss the inherit and all concept. Right now let's not make it as a complex, otherwise you might face some issues. So we just discussed the keyword, length and other basic thing, but there are some other thing like inherit, initial, unset, and these are the 3 values like that we will discuss maybe in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so yeah, I hope this session is clear to all of you, where we discuss what is background position X, how we can use keyword values, percentage values and length values. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.